Welcome back to Rugby Unity Special Edition, Episode 2. I'm Bella McKenzie, and joining me live from the UK at the Rugby World Cup is Wallaroos co-captain and my good friend, Emily Chancellor. Thanks for joining us again, Chance. How has the week kind of been so far?
Thank you. The week that was or the week that is?
I guess a bit of both.
Last week was a really good, constructive, positive week of training and preparation before we played USA. And I think, obviously the results have led to a bit of a flat feeling, but we've really come together as a group and said it's all still within our control, and we're really excited to take on England. And yeah, we're ready for it. We haven't done a lot of training so far. It's Tuesday morning over here, and we did a lot of travel yesterday. We had a 6-hour bus ride that ended up taking 8 hours because of a bit of traffic, but that's okay. We landed just outside Brighton, and we're ready to take on Test Match Tuesday today and get into the swing of things.
Yeah, very good. You got to watch out for that English traffic, I guess, on those highways.
Honestly.
So just on the weekend, the 31 draw in York against the USA, how did you kind of feel about the game and your performance as well?
Yeah, I think the game was fully within our control, and we had this a big opportunity to sort of keep control of the game, but unfortunately a little bit of discipline from us let them sort of keep a sniff into the game. And what I'm really proud of is the fact that when they started to get some ascendancy, we didn't give up. We didn't use that as an opportunity to believe that we didn't earn the right to be there or to have the win. And we kept fighting all the way through. And I think Eva scored her try in the 76th or something minute. And I think that just is that one was the one that kept us in the game, but we could have given up before then. And I'm really proud that we managed to get a draw. And as much as we'd gone in planning to get an easy win, or not easy win, we planned on getting a win, being able to come away with a draw keeps us fully within this competition. And yeah, I'm excited for what the next chapter gives.
Yeah. You mentioned the discipline against the USA. Overall, the Wallaroos, they've had to make a lot of tackles against the USA, even against Samoa. What do you kind of put that down to? I know you mentioned discipline, errors. Is it not wanting to holding on to possession for that many phases? Is that kind of where you see it? Or
yeah, I haven't really I did think about that the other day and think why are we such a small attacking team? But I don't really have the answer. We're not intentionally trying to give the ball away. We're not trying to not hold on to the ball for too many phases. We definitely don't want to have the ball in our defensive half as much as we have in the past. But when we're getting into the attacking spaces, we're executing, which is why we're not holding on to the ball for as long. So I guess, it's good that we're clinical in attack, but we want to be able to be clinical over longer periods. So I don't know whether that we need to work out how to get the ball back earlier instead of being ill-disciplined and letting them reset and start again, because I think once we get the ball, we're doing really great things with it. We just need to weather the storm, get them in spaces where we can make double contact and then look for turnovers, whether it be breakdowns or blasting through them.
Yeah, 100%. You guys do look really strong when you do hold possession, and I guess it is just about building those phases and getting that continuity because, as you said, once you're playing in the right areas of the field, you can punish teams, and we saw that on the weekend. Desi Miller, double. Caitlin Holst, double. Maya Stewart, again, didn't really see the ball much on the weekend, but I guess sometimes that's how footy goes. And, yeah, I think, this coming game against England will be a good one too. But again, the game, it came down to goal kicks. I think both kickers were 3 from 5. We saw Mackenzie, Hawkins, get timed out with the conversion. And then Sammy Wood, obviously she played 80 minutes and probably one of the most high pressure games she's played in. Hasn't played a lot of rugby in the last year and a half as well. So big minutes for her. How do you see that kind of moving forward? Do you put someone like Laurie Kramer on the bench who can come on and finish games? Because I don't think there was a notable goal kicker on the bench to come on. So where do you see?
Yeah, it's a really good point. Obviously, I'm not involved in the selection space, so it's a hard one to be super critical on when you know that you don't have a say in it. But ultimately, yeah, I think it's one of those ones that the coaching staff might be looking at and going, do we need to have a kicker on the bench to be able to bring the girls home? I know, obviously, Sammy did a great job and she's been playing some really great rugby, but to ask a number 9 to kick for 80 minutes in a high pressure game and play for 80 minutes is also a big ask when we've got Lane Morgan on the bench who could also come on. But, you know, to be fair, we've got Desi Miller on the field who can also kick, and Tia did end up, she's not really a goal kicker. Yeah, we have the options, but I think you're right. Like, having someone like Laurie brings her skill set on field to another level when you know that she can kick, and she's the ice girl, the ice queen. You know, like, so yeah, I think it might be something that the coaching staff consider as they look to towards the next couple of games. But you know, I back what decisions we made, and it was just an unlucky miss from Sammy, and quite out of character for her to miss as easy as it could have been compared to the ones that she slotted from the sideline.
Yeah, exactly. She's been playing amazing footy, great goal kicker, and it's really pleasing to see her kind of get those rewards. But yeah, like you said, we're not the selectors, and I'm sure the coaches have a plan moving forward. And not to discredit Sammy and her work that she's done throughout the year, but yeah, it is a high pressure situation, and she is still a kid, in fact. But really pleasing to see. So moving on to the big game coming up this weekend, Wallaroos versus England. So you need to either score 4 tries, lose by 7, or, as you said in the post-match interview, win the game. So how is the preparation going to be leading into such a big game this weekend?
Yeah, we've had a lot of conversations about this because it's something that can be so easy to fall straight into that points difference conversation because we're playing against number 1 in the world. They've got, a 27 or 28 game win streak, which is wonderful for them. But I think if we go into a game already thinking points difference, we're not giving ourselves the opportunity to believe. And so we've had some good mental skills sessions over the weekend to just talk about the attitude we want to go into this week with and how we want to play the game. And yeah, there are lots of options of how we can look at it. Some people who might be really analytical and critical and whatnot might look along the line of the points difference. Some might look at how we've got to score four tries, but ultimately we've got to go into this game believing that we can win, believing that we can compete, and intending to do exactly that. And then we'll leave the detail of points differences and everything to the coaches, so that if we end up in that situation, we can get messages down onto the field to work towards a slightly different strategy back end of the game. But in the same breath, we're going with the intention of playing attacking rugby, playing in the right parts of the field, defending really well. They're not completely unbeatable. Like, when you analyze their game, they have a lot of weaknesses too. And I think as long as we treat them like any other opposition, we can compete with them fairly.
Yeah, and just on the Red Roses, they've already made quarterfinals. Do you kind of see this game as an opportunity, as you mentioned, to capitalise on that if they do become complacent and you, as you said, notice those areas that they are really beatable, and they're a team that hasn't had to defend much throughout this whole tournament. So how do you kind of stop them to getting that roll on and maybe causing an upset this weekend?
Yeah, I think, USA put them under pressure for maybe the first 10 minutes of the game, and I think we've got to go with the intent that this is going to be a grind and a big physical battle for the full 80. This is our do or die game. We talked about it being the do or die game last week, and now we get another opportunity to play a big game. No one's really expecting us to win, so we know we'll have the crowd against us when we're there, and we know that everyone will dismiss us. So in that opportunity space, it's great. We've got an ideal place to cause an upset, and I believe that the way the Wallaroos can play rugby is world class, and we can compete against them. And I think, as you mentioned, the fact that they're not going to, this game doesn't really matter for them. Obviously it does. They're at home at a World Cup. They've got a win streak that they want to keep going, but for us, it matters more right now. So I think, we do have an opportunity to sort of get one up on them because they may not approach this game as seriously as we will be.
Yeah, 100%. And so where do you think kind of the areas Wallaroos will need to improve on after the game against the US and building from the Samoa game leading into this one?
Well, we talk about chop tackles, and I think there was a period of the game in the US and the Samoa game where we went away from that principle of going for the legs first, and get a bit excited about going up, or not dipping early enough in the contact space. So I think the big one for us is going to be making sure that we're chop focused when we're in defence. We've got a good roll out of the breakdown, so we definitely have talked about it as a focus for this week, that we're going to be working on speed of exit of the breakdown in defence to try and minimise the penalty count in that space. And then ultimately we've just got to back our attack, find our shape. We had a little period as well where we lost our attacking shape, which made it really hard to go forward when you don't have your 10 and 15 on the right spaces, and then your forwards aren't doing the right job because we were a bit flat and not really running onto the ball. So definitely a focus on making sure that our attack shape opens up so that we've got options both sides of the ball, and we're creating good threats on both sides of the field with Desi. Well, all back three, but Desi, Mayer and Kidd can then work their magic once we've done the hard work in the middle. Yeah,
no, that definitely sounds like a good plan. And England are hard to stop once they do get a roll on. But I think, as you mentioned, those key areas, slowing down their breakdown, making it, but obviously in illegal, and making it really messy for Mo Hunt to get quick ball away, because that's how they like to play. They like to play on top. And we've seen that once they do win that first up collision, they are really hard to stop 3-4 phases. But yeah, I think, as we've mentioned, Wallaroos' defence is probably the most improved defence in world rugby. And yeah, I think just we're all backing you to get the job done and to make the quarterfinals. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to the game this weekend, and I think it would be a good one to get up for.
Thanks, Belle. We're really excited to do it, and we love having you all behind us.
Yeah, of course. Thanks so much, Chance, for the insight and taking the time to chat to us. Next week, we'll be speaking to Chance again, so if you have any questions you'd like our Wallaroos co-captain to answer, send them through. Don't forget to follow us on social media and to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Good luck this weekend, Chance, and to our listeners, make sure you tune in to catch all the best action for round 3 of the Women's Rugby World Cup.